Hey, well, it's being able to come back to another video. I'm up early, of course, and I was coming across a story on the wire, and it was talking about how they're going to provide internet for everyone around the globe, global internet, okay, by reducing the price of satellites. They got like $1 million for a satellite. Right now, it's about 1,000 satellites orbiting Earth. It's up there. And these satellites are about 1,200 kilometers in the sky, which is like 746 miles high, right? Now, mind you, they say that, no one's ever seen these satellites up there, right? Now, me personally, family, I tend to be a little bit more common sense driven when it comes to certain things. You're not, you're not going to tell me you got 1,000 satellites in space, 746 miles in the air, and no one can see them. No one's ever seen them. But we can see the moon in the daytime, and it's 240-something thousand miles up. We see the sun in the daytime. It's 93 million miles away. And it seems like it's just right over top of us. You can actually see the sun rays coming through the clouds. Is that 700 miles? Okay, so we're told that satellites are in space 1,000 miles in the air, while the other country's satellites are like 550 kilometers. So our satellites are way higher than the other country's satellites. So it's going to provide an opportunity to get these satellites, capable of providing internet for everybody around the globe. Now you might ask yourself, okay, what happens to all these satellites that are in space? Well, they tell us that they disintegrate, okay? And they're not running into each other, even though the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour at its axis, 1,000 miles per hour. So what type of technology are in satellites that allow it to keep up, okay? And remember, Earth is following the sun, like over 400,000 miles per hour. I mean, so these numbers that they give us, family, come on. You get so caught up with all this type of crap, you start believing moon landings, you start believing, that your baby coming to this world, and you're supposed to give it shots, even though it's as pure as the driven snow, just coming to this existence, and you're giving it shots, and as a parent, you know that something ain't right, but you don't say nothing. Okay? It's stuff that, and when you hear this kind of stuff, it just basically confirms that we are in a matrix where those that are in power give us such outlandish information on a regular that the real stuff that we're supposed to be conscious of, it's just right over our heads, like, cancer and diabetes. I mean, these diseases, come on, man. The medication is required to just stay alive with a disease that they know gonna kill you. They charge you that much money, and no one says anything. Just like satellites, we know if you never seen a satellite, why would you think it exists? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And so I make this video because I want to explain that how is it that you can tell us there are satellites in space at just 745 miles in the air, and we can't see it, and y'all know no one's ever seen it. And family, put it in the comment section if you've ever seen a satellite in space. You probably not, because there's no space. How can you have a satellite in space when there's no space? And space is subjective. That's, space, time is space, but if you're trying to tell me that, we up there spinning like this, following the sun at 400,000 miles per hour, and I'm supposed to believe there's a technology that y'all have satellites that are following us like that. And then we ask, what happens to the satellite? Oh, they just disintegrate. But these satellites are providing internet signals. But if you drive in your car and you have a cell phone in a rural area, you lose signal? How is that possible? You lose signal just if you have the internet and you have Wi-Fi in your house. You walk out your house, you lose signal. How is it possible if we have satellites up there in space? If satellites are actually the ones that are generating this. Okay, so a lot of stuff is just ludicrous. All right? And it all encompasses, one thing. Okay? Misinformation. Okay? Continue to have people living as zombies because there's no way an intelligent person can believe the kind of stuff that we've been told. I mean, even the moon landing, I don't know whether it's the second or the third one, but they actually had a car, being driven on the moon, allegedly, while somebody's filming the car coming at them. Who's filming that car on the moon? And what, did they leave the moon? Did they leave the car on the moon? Because how did you even transport a car to the moon? A little Jeep-like car to the moon. And did y'all just leave it up there? Okay? And so these type of questions intelligence people ask about moon landings, but then when you're young and they start telling you about satellites in space, we're gonna make sure we have a $1 million satellite in space so it can provide internet for everybody. That's ridiculous. It just don't make sense. Okay? So family, like I say, because there's way more important things that you be concerned with. Why do you think, okay, this is crazy. How can we be in space with no proof? And everything that you've ever seen about space has been computer-generated images. You have a moon car that no one's seen come back, because remember, every time they come back, they land in a capsule in the water. So where's the car? You did? And now they're saying they moved. Now they're saying they've been to Mars many times, dropping rovers on Mars. Mars is the next spot. Come on, family. You know why they like you to concentrate on the type of craziness? Because it keeps your mind off the fact that your pension, your Social Security, and your 401k is being robbed every day by Wall Street. And like I said, I'm a big advocate of investing, but smart investing. Okay? Not just giving your money to a pension and not just giving, because they robbing us blind. Okay? I'm going to do a video today about it, fam. I'm going to go live about it because we have 3 corrupt systems in our society under the guise of capitalism. And that's the banks, that's politics and education. And it's a reason. I'm going to get into it later, family. Well, family, in the meantime, between time, keep those cell phones tight. And every time you lose service, every time you start buffering, remember, they have thousands of satellites in space, 780 miles, 740-some miles up there trying to keep everything intact. But you buffering down here. All right. All right, family. In the meantime, between time, may the Most High decided to bring you joy and being with His 5,000.